Now, streaming live, this is KSLA News Now.
Good Tuesday morning. You're watching KSLA News 12 Now. I'm Dominic Ben. Here's a look at our top stories this morning. Shreveport police are looking for a woman they say is lucky to be alive after a violent confrontation with officers on Shreveport-Barksdale Highway. The incident started as a theft at Walmart, but when officers tried to detain Alicia Lewis, also known as Alicia Fleming, they say she slammed a car door on an officer's head. She then drove off, trapping the officer in the doorway. Lewis is now wanted on multiple charges, including battery on a police officer and resisting with force or violence. A Harrison County jury sentenced a man to 35 years in prison after they say he shot and killed someone with a rifle at an intersection in Marshall. The Harrison County Criminal District Attorney's Office says the investigation began in July of 2024 after police were called to a shooting on East Grand Avenue. Police say White shot an AK-47 during heavy traffic. They say he killed Marky May and hurt another man during the shooting. Curtis Wayne White is now convicted of murder for the death of May. Investigators believe both men were connected to rival gangs. Shreveport police shut down several fights across multiple parks in Shreveport over the weekend. With thousands in attendance, Ford Park, Hattie Perry Park, and the community center are the locations police saw a heavy presence. Yesterday, we told you about the fight at Hattie Park, where police and witnesses say 4 fights broke out between teen girls at a Sunday Fun Day event. No serious injuries were reported. Officers say they arrested people for disturbing the peace. Shreveport police say they plan to place camera trailers in the locations where fights broke out to keep an eye out for any future incidents. The Shreveport Fire Department responded to a commercial building on fire off of Shreveport-Barksdale Highway. Investigators say they don't know what part of the building the fire started in or what caused that fire. Investigators are looking into items inside of the building to see if that sparked the fire. At this time, we don't know if the building had electricity or other utilities connected. No injuries are reported. A morning crash in South Caddo Parish sent a utility worker to the hospital with serious injuries. Caddo Fire District 4 says a car heading east on Barron Road hit the rear of an Xfinity lift truck. This all happened yesterday. We're told the utility worker was at the back of that truck when the accident happened. Several people in the car were also hurt and taken to the hospital. The Caddo Sheriff's Office is investigating the crash. Right now, standing with First Alert meteorologist Evan Thomason for a look at the forecast. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, Tuesday, the coolest day of the whole work week, if it's going to get cool at all. That's before we build in some heat here for you in the second half of the work week, on top of a good amount of sunshine ahead. Eventually, yeah, we're going to get things back and toasty here in the Arctic. We're talking numbers up after this.
Now, KSLA First Alert Weather.
Good morning. Welcome on into your Tuesday. And as mentioned, this is the coolest morning of the work week here for you. You're waking up to 50s, even 48 down in Pienville. So I think it's good sweater weather heading on the way out the door, at least for the meantime. Temperatures trying to get up to 60 in Nacogdoches, but that's our warmest spot around the Arklatex here for you. Temperatures do get a lot more comfortable by lunchtime and ramp up into the upper 70s, lower 80s, similar to high temperatures that we did have yesterday. So essentially, temperatures are cruising a little more with a little more of an increase here today, even compared to that yesterday. The big change is going to happen in store for the second half of this work week as soon as we get into tomorrow. Take this high temperature here tomorrow, which is into the mid to upper 80s. Yes, this one we're heating up and cooking up the temperatures. Pretty much put this into Thursday and Friday, and that's your highs as well. So the highs are going to get a lot more consistent here through the second half of the work week before we get into the weekend, which everything goes way downhill. In fact, we have a bigger cool down than what just happened here between Monday and today, now on Tuesday. What I'm trying to get at is high temperatures are way down in the upper 60s and lower 70s there for Saturday. It's going to be a chilly first half of the weekend. Still beautiful conditions on both days. Highs try to ramp up back up to 80 by the time we get into Sunday there for you. If anything, we might have a little stray rain shower on Friday, but overall rain still away from the forecast here for us until we get into next work week. We'll have more on that on the future forecast. But for now, first our check to your traffic here. Heading on into Bossier first. Starting to see a little delay as we're starting up our morning commute here right now, mainly across East Texas Street. Notice Benton Road Airline Drive still looking pretty good if you're coming down to I-220. A little delay if you're going on the Barksdale Boulevard up into the Barksdale Air Force Base. Watch out for that. Meanwhile, Jimmy Davis Bridge is looking smooth, and so is the entirety of Shreveport and I believe Texarkana too. Yeah. We're doing fine there. Coming up, we're keeping you first aware at First Alert. All about that temperature roller coaster again. We're going up for the rest of the week, but we're going back down in for this coming weekend. Hold on. We'll talk more on that and talk more of the rain chances that come up next work week coming up.
All right, just got word that the LSU women's basketball team advancing to the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
They're going to be playing Duke. They're going to leave from Baton Rouge. Send off at 1 o'clock today. So congratulations are in order for them. We hope they take it all the way.
Good luck to them. I know
yeah.
they have some famous players that had their last game with the first and second rounds back in Baton Rouge, I think, this past weekend. So
Okay.
congrats to them. You can stay connected with us right here on the KSLA News 12 app. Our next newscast is coming up at 9 this morning, followed by the first look with a breakdown. It goes over diving into all those numbers for those temperatures, which again are ever changing across this work week here for you. CJ Cartledge will be your host for that episode.
And don't forget, you can also watch KSLA News 12 at noon right here on KSLA News 12 Now. Every weekday at 7 in the morning and 9 at night, you can watch KSLA News 12 Now. We will stream your top stories on the KSLA News 12 app, Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. Gonna leave you with a look at traffic. Have a good day.